is Kira, and she's going to give you a side of it that's going to make us all think and write a journal entry, and then hug our mothers, and then laugh. So it's going to be exciting. I'm really excited to introduce Kira. Thank you. Yeah, take your shoes off. Okay.
So I have to be comfy, otherwise I can't speak. So I'm a birth worker, and I'm also a mama. I have 5 kids, 3 of which are living, 2 of which are not. And I have a hard time trying to figure out what birth story I want to tell tonight, because I have a lot of them running around in my head. My first birth was a traditional American birth story. It was naive. I was young. I had an induction, water breaking on accident, an epidural, Pitocin, and a C-section at 10:17 p.m. when my attending went off at midnight. That was the birth story I was going to tell, but this day, exactly 1 year ago, the most amazing thing of my life happened. I have had 2 C-sections, and this is my 3rd, hopefully coming live child. So I wanted to birth at home. I had tried with my 2nd one. We were in China, way too long for 5 minutes, not getting into it. So I'm 38 weeks and 5 days. My first 2 went to 42 and a half weeks. I was not expecting anything. I went to IKEA, I ate meatballs, I got cranky, I was whining about everything, and I was like convincing myself that I needed to chill out because I had at least 4 more weeks. So I get home, my 2 older kids go to bed without a hitch, which should have been my first sign that something was different, because they usually whinge. They're 5 and 3 now, so they were 4 and 2. And I lay down in bed and I'm listening to my meditation and I'm like calming down, and I hear the whole house is quiet. And I'm like, oh my God, they went to bed. So I get up and I'm like, I'm gonna go apologize to my husband because I was really mean earlier. And I stand up and I hear, and I'm like, what the? Daniel, either pregnancy has made you really incontinent or we're about to be the baby. And he's like, what the hell? And I'm like, no. I have diapers in the dryer right now. I can't have this baby. I have things to do. But here I was. My water was broken. A little bit of meconium was hanging, didn't concern me at all. I've seen it a million times. So I go to the bathroom, and I'm laboring, and I'm being type A, thinking like, where are my kids gonna go? What am I gonna do? And I call my midwife, and I'm like, just to let you know, you're in Western Massachusetts and my water's broken. I'm in Salem, so you might want to get going. So I've done a lot of emotional work, because I had based my whole entire sense of self and self-worth on my ability to birth, which I don't recommend to anyone. So here's this 3rd baby, and my contractions are 3 minutes apart right from the get-go. And the laboring woman in me is like, oh my God, no way in hell. My first 2 births were 36 and 38 hours, so I'm like, I can't do this. And the birth worker in me is like, you have contractions every 3 minutes apart and your water's broken? Honey, the baby's coming. I'm getting angry, I'm yelling the F word, I'm getting naked. I'm in my room, I'm on all fours, I'm screaming at my husband, I'm telling him to F off. My midwife comes in, and she's the sweetest woman you will ever meet in your life. And she looks at me and she goes, honey, do you want to know my opinion? Fuck your opinion. Like, fuck it. And she's just like, oh God. And my husband's like, babe, I'm gonna come in. I'm like, no, you're not. No, you're not. Get up. Honey, you need, I want you to leave. So he leaves. And he's like pacing around. And I'm like, I can't do this. My back. Please, somebody save me. And I say to my husband, that's it. I'm going to the hospital. I'm gonna go get an epidural. I'm naked, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, I've had 2 C-sections. Yeah, I'm not getting an epidural if I go in. I'm getting sectioned again, but I was convinced. I got my keys. I walked out of my bedroom in the buck, and I was like, I'm gonna go to the hospital. My husband's like, no, honey, you're naked. I'm like, give me my sweater. And he's like, no. And I was like, fine, I'll go out naked. So I start going towards the door, and my midwife guides me back. I'm on all fours. And all of a sudden, I get this calm. And in me, I'm like, oh God, it's the calm. That means I'm about to have a baby. and I feel this beautiful sensation. It's amazing. Everything tightens, and then everything goes quiet. And I feel this urge, and I say, oh, holy shit, Daniel, I'm having a baby. And he doesn't even come in, because I think he's like, duh. And I'm like, no, now I'm having a baby. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna give birth to a baby. A real live baby. And I put my hand down to feel, and I'm like, oh my God, there's a bump. What the hell? And I'm like, is this a face? I'm like, nose, lips, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh crap, it's breech. That's a foot. Everyone's behind me and I'm like, is that really a foot, you guys? You see breech? And they're like, no, you're doing fine, you're doing fine. I'm like, everybody hands off the breech. And his leg comes out, and his butt comes out, and his other leg comes out. And my husband goes behind me and goes, holy shit, because he's hanging by his head. And I have 3 minutes, and I said to everybody, I have 3 minutes before things get really sour. And I push, and I push, and he's born. And he's there. And I did it, and it was amazing.